Could you imagine a world where journalists fear to tell the truth, where the news you receive is twisted by unseen forces? This year, the World Press Index, published by Reporters Without Borders, ranks 180 countries based on their press freedom. It's a crucial barometer for understanding not just the state journalism worldwide, but also the broader landscape of democracy and human rights. In the 2024 edition, India is positioned at 159th, reflecting ongoing challenges and concerns press freedom in the country. This index shines a light on the countries where journalists work relative safety and those where they navigate significant peril, including India. Let's dive into the countries that champion press freedom and those where journalists face their greatest challenges. In places where journalists work with liberty, societies flourish. Here are the top 10 countries with the highest press freedom in 2024. Starting our journey in the north, Norway continues to hold the crown for press freedom, thanks to its strong legal protections and governmental transparency. Following closely is Finland, where the freedom to disseminate information is deemed sacred, and the press operates without fear of retribution. Sweden makes its mark at third, with its unwavering commitment to uphold public access to information, fostering a well-informed citizenry. Denmark, not far behind, boasts a free and independent media landscape, supported by robust legal frameworks that shield journalists from undue influence. Over in the Netherlands, the press thrives under a culture that values and protects journalistic activities, ensuring that the media remains a pillar of democracy. Switzerland, renowned for its neutrality, also extends its balanced approach to its media practices, safeguarding press freedom. New Zealand, standing firm in the 7th spot, is celebrated for its respect towards journalistic rights and the absence of censorship. Iceland, with its small population, maintains a strong tradition of free speech, which is rigorously protected by law. Canada, known for its diversity and inclusion, supports a free press as a fundamental right, integral to its democratic structure. Finally, rounding out the top 10 is Portugal, where recent reforms have bolstered media independence, setting a standard for press freedom across the globe. These countries set a benchmark for the world, proving that free press is integral to a functioning democracy. Now let's shift our focus to the regions where press freedom is not a guarantee but a battle. At the very bottom of the World Press Freedom Index for 2024, we find countries where journalists face severe restrictions and risks. These nations, unfortunately, are marked by their hostile environments towards press freedom. Starting with North Korea, which consistently ranks as the worst for press freedom. Here, the media is nothing more than a mouthpiece for the state, and independent journalism is a concept that simply doesn't exist. Moving west, we encounter Eritrea, where the government tightly controls the media, and many journalists have been imprisoned or forced into exile. In Turkmenistan, the situation is not much brighter. The government suppresses all forms of independent media, and internet access is severely restricted. Similarly, in Iran, journalists are routinely harassed, detained, or even sentenced to long prison terms based on vague charges. China continues to hold a tight grip on information, with censorship and surveillance remaining pervasive. Any dissent or criticism of the ruling party leads to severe repercussions. In Belarus, the crackdown on journalists has intensified since the disputed 2020 elections, with many facing jail for simply doing their jobs. Other countries like Vietnam, Saudi Arabia, Syria, and Cuba also make this list, each with its own set of challenges ranging from censorship to aggressive legal actions against media personnel. In these countries, the voice of the press is stifled, creating a climate of fear and misinformation. What does this ranking tell us about the global landscape of journalism? The World Press Freedom Index is more than just a list. It's a barometer for the health of journalism across the globe. By ranking 180 countries, the index illuminates where journalists can operate freely and where they are suppressed, providing a clear picture of global press freedom and its direct implications for democracy and information dissemination. This year, we've observed some intriguing trends. Certain regions display a noticeable improvement in their rankings, hinting at a positive shift towards more open, transparent governance. Conversely, other regions have seen a decline, often correlating with political instability or authoritarian governance. This polarization underscores the fragile nature of press freedom and its susceptibility to political changes. Moreover, the rise or fall of press freedom in various countries affects not only local democracy but also global information flows. Countries with higher press freedom rankings tend to produce more reliable, comprehensive news that contributes to a well-informed global populace. On the other hand, countries at the lower end of the scale often struggle with censorship and government control, which can skew public perception and influence both domestic and international policies. The implications of these trends are profound. As regions fluctuate in their press freedom scores, the global landscape of journalism shifts, affecting everything from international relations to individual perceptions of truth. This dynamic interaction between press freedom and global information underscores the importance of maintaining or striving for a free press. Understanding these trends helps us appreciate the crucial role of press freedom in safeguarding truth and democracy. As we've explored the best and worst environments for journalists, it's clear that the struggle for press freedom is ongoing. The World Press Freedom Index of 2024 illuminates a stark global landscape. In countries where journalists are free to investigate and report, societies tend to exhibit greater transparency and accountability. Conversely, where the press is suppressed, corruption and abuse of power flourish unchecked. This index isn't just a scoreboard, it's a barometer for the health of our global democracy. It signals to us that where journalists are silenced, there is often a parallel suppression of rights and freedom across the board. This is why press freedom is not just a journalist's fight, it is a universal battle for truth and justice. Governments and institutions worldwide must recognize and support the crucial role of the media. As citizens, we too have a part to play. By staying informed and supporting independent journalism, we contribute to the fortification of our own freedoms. Every step towards better press freedom is a step towards a more informed and free society. Let's cherish and protect the freedom of the press wherever we are.